What's up, everybody? I'm Michael Chris, 3 years running bestseller at ShineOn. Now I'm the CMO of ShineOn. I wanted to thank you so much for checking out our YouTube video. And if you like this kind of content, I want you to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I hope you enjoy the video. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Hope you're doing good. Little change of plans here. We had some technical issues with my recording software. For some reason, the live stream wasn't working. So StreamYard is on it, hopefully, and they're going to fix it, hopefully, sometime today, hopefully. I told them about this morning, and it's still broken. So anyways, who knows? Usually they're fantastic, though. Love StreamYard. Big shout out to those guys. But right now they're busted. So we're going to record this, and then I'm going to upload it to Facebook. So that's why the Coffee with Michael was a little bit late today. That's also why we're not doing it live. But do not worry and do not fret. There is no harm done. This Coffee with Michael is going to be exceptional. It's going to be amazing. And it all starts with a wonderful thing we like to call the Digital Marketer's Toast. So raise up your glasses, mugs, bottles, and flasks, and join me now for the Digital Marketer's Toast. Here's the more conversions, more cash, cheap CPMs, and lower CACs to higher CTRs, much higher CVRs to enable ad accounts and big bank accounts, upsells, downsells, and cross-sells, to winning products and repeat sales, and to the thing that everybody knows, the riches are in the niches, but also your email flows. Are you ready? Cheers, everybody. Drink. That is some good coffee right there. That is how you kick one of these things off. Am I right? It never fails to make this better. Am I right about that? It never, ever fails to make this better. Get that little caffeine flowing through your veins. I love it. Feels good. It's like a liquid nap, all juiced up and ready to roll. Today, we are talking about Evergreen Niches, right? So Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, they're all behind us. We're in July now, and a lot of people are asking, okay, what do I sell now? What do I focus on now? Well, we're going to be talking about Evergreen Niches. We're going to be talking about some niches you can go after and what you can start selling right now. We're also going to talk about the importance of this time, right? Because we're in Q3, which is right before Q4. Q4 is our Super Bowl, okay? So Q4 is where almost all of the sales are made, like over 50% of all e-commerce sales that are made happen in Q4. Q4 is where new sellers can go from literally nothing to adding 5 and 6 healthy figures to their bank accounts. Millionaires are made in Q4. These next 6 months are magical. We're going to talk about the importance of capitalizing on this time right now. This is not the time to kick back and rest on your laurels. This is the time to get work and to start strategizing about how you're going to make the most out of your Q4. All right. Before we get to the content, as always, let's go over some testimonials. First, Carlos, we do these weekly Roundup posts in the group, and I just thought it would be cool to call attention to it this week. So Eduardo here did $16,000 in sales last week. Congratulations, Eduardo. Monpreet, 239 units, and they all had an AOV higher than $75. That's awesome. I love to see those high AOVs. Congratulations, Manpreet. Win, I believe that's how you say that. Win, 235 units, also above $75 AOV. Congratulations, Win. That's amazing. Steve, 169 units sold on Etsy. Loving our Etsy sellers. Loving to see Etsy. I'm going to touch on Etsy very briefly here in just a minute because I think Etsy, if you're overlooking this as part of your sales strategy, moving into Q4, I really think you shouldn't. It's so easy to just, as you're testing new products, drop them on Etsy. And as an Etsy listing, they're there forever, right? They're going to be there. They're going to be on the store. They're going to be gaining, growing in their SEO signals and their SEO strength. And you never know. But even if something fails to test well on Facebook or another marketplace, come Q4, you might be ranking well for some niche keyword term on Etsy, and you may get some sales still. So there's no harm done in dropping it onto Etsy. And then finally, Sang Do, 119 orders, 87% growth week over week. So congratulations, Sang. This is fantastic. I love to see this. Love to see our sellers kicking butt. Love to put those successes in front of you because you know that this was just last week. Just last week, these people are crushing it. They're killing it, right? If they can do it, anybody can do it. Do not take your foot off the gas pedal. That's what's so exciting about these wins. All right, Sandy Hall. Now we get to the swag, the fun stuff. Sold 2 of a heart necklace with my design on them and a niche that was found very underserved on Etsy. Now working on 10 sales a day. Congratulations, Sandy. Love to see the work. The hard work pays off. And those first sales are just, they're so sweet when you make money online. It's such a, it will change your mindset on everything. It's a paradigm shift. Natalie, woohoo, sold 2 watches in 7 days on Etsy. Super stoked at the opportunity the ShineOn platform is offering me. Very grateful for it all. A little nervous to see how the engraving my design will turn out. Keeping my eye on the prize. Well, do not worry, Natalie. The engraving is super high quality. I had a sample around here somewhere. If the letters are a little too small, obviously you can get into some dangerous territory, but the engraving is really fine. Even with really compact, tight words, they're still legible. So I don't think you have anything to worry about. Let us know how that goes. Congratulations. You got some swag coming your way. Autumn, first 2 purchases yesterday. Wahoo. Congratulations, Autumn. Love to see that. Good work. Are these your first 2 sales online or just with ShineOn? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments. Congratulations, Autumn, Natalie, and Sandy. You all have some swag coming your way. And can I also just point out real quickly, all of our swag winners this week, they're all women. Congratulations to the women in our group that are just kicking ace. The e-commerce, what would you call it? The e-commerce profession? No, hobby, career path, entrepreneurial endeavor. I like that one. We're going to go with that one, even though it's the toughest one to say. The e-commerce entrepreneurial endeavor seems like it's mostly entertained by men, right? So it's mostly men 20 to maybe 40, 25 to 40 that are interested in this space. So I love to see women coming in and excelling. So congratulations. Great work. Love to see it. And you've got some swag coming your way. So enjoy that. Okay, let's get into the content. Are you ready? If you're ready, drop me some love in the chat right now. Just wherever you're at, drop me some love in the chat. Can be a heart, can be a chicken. We like chickens around here. Some fire, some coffee, something like that. Now, we're not live, so I'm not going to get to see it. But I'd love to see if you're still dropping those emojis in the chat. Okay, let's talk about Evergreen Niches here. And let's talk about the importance of this 6-month window that we're in. So there are 6 months left in the year. We are past the halfway point right now. Over 50% of the sales that happen in the entire year will happen in Q4. And they're usually in the last kind of 6-7 weeks of Q4. So Q4 is absolutely massive for digital marketers. Massive. It is our Super Bowl. And everything you do from this point forward for the rest of the year should be focused on absolutely capitalizing on the incredible opportunity that is Q4. I will tell you, I start getting super excited. It's like every day after Father's Day, I get a little bit more excited. My whole year is amazing since I got into e-commerce because I look forward to literally every holiday, whether I'm part of the celebration or not. And as soon as you get on the other side of Father's Day, it's like this slow run up to Q4. And it is absolutely exhilarating. If you've ever had a winning product that you chased into Q4, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Just the thought of it starts to get me excited, starts to get me pumped. I feel motivated to work. I start getting creative ideas and things like this because I know that anything I do right now, even though it's July 2nd, anything I do right now, right, will be leveraged in Q4. If I can find a product right now that sells really well, I can probably scale it 10x in Q4. It literally, the numbers in Q4 are mind-blowing. So this is a magical time. All the work you do right now will pay off tenfold in Q4. Tenfold in Q4. If you are doing the Etsy thing and you're dropping one product, one listing a day on Etsy, crank that up to 5 listings a day on Etsy. I'm not kidding. You will, and it may take a while before you reap the benefits of this, but I promise you, as you get into Q4, this will pay absolute dividends. All your work right now will get amplified tenfold in Q4. I promise you. Another thing, if you find a winner right now, so let's say you're testing some of these evergreen niches that we're about to go over. If you find a winner right now, you can scale this thing easily 10, 20 fold once we get into Q4. Easily. There's no exaggeration. The very first winner I ever found, I actually found it right around this time period. In fact, I think it was probably towards the end of July. And I was barely break even on it in July, but I was learning. I was okay with breaking even on it. I was seasoning my pixel. I was testing ad creatives, doing different things with the design and with the phrase and trying to figure out how this e-commerce thing worked. And so I was break even in July. I was break even in August. I was basically break even in September. November rolled around and making a little bit of money, not much to write home about. And then towards the middle of November, I landed on one variation of my test for this product. And this thing took off around the middle of November, freaking took off. And I think I can't remember what I did total revenue in that run, but I remember I had one day as a completely new e-commerce seller, one day where I did $33,000 in revenue in a single day. And that blew my mind. I just, this e-commerce thing wasn't my first dabble at entrepreneurship, but being able to do $33,000 in revenue in a single day, I just could not even believe that was possible. It was unreal. It was unreal. Felt too good to be true. But that is the power of Q4. So if you find something right now in Q3, this thing could be an absolute game changer for you and for your life and for your family in Q4. So the work you do now will have its rewards. I promise you. If you put in the time, the effort, the hard work right now, you will be rewarded as we get into Q4. All of your efforts right now in Q3, everything should be looking towards this reward in Q4. Your goal right now, with all your testing, with all your designs, with all your product research, all of it should be to find a product that you can win and you can hang on to and scale the crap out of it come Q4. All the Etsy listings you're dropping right now that maybe aren't getting sales, your entire goal should be get those things SEO optimized, be finding those underserved niches, getting them out there, building your pins around them, whatever you need to do on Etsy to kind of get those SEO signals in place so that come Q4, when you have millions of people flocking to Etsy as a platform to search for gifts, your items are popping up and you're just getting organic sales like you would not believe, right? That is the entire purpose of this little time period we're in right now. This is opportunity. This is absolutely magical. The fact we have no holidays in Q3, real gift giving holidays, like it helps you focus on what is essential here, which is this Super Bowl, right? So start training right now for this e-commerce Super Bowl that's coming up. Can't stress that enough. Okay, I've spent a lot of time on this. It's intentional. I'm trying to get you to see the opportunity here that is ahead of us is absolutely unbelievable. It is absolutely unbelievable. You cannot. Okay, one more minute on this. I promise you. Just try to imagine how big the opportunity is in Q4. Okay. Get that picture in your head, however many billions of dollars of sales you actually think takes place, and then realize whatever that number is, I promise you you're wrong by orders of magnitude. This opportunity coming up in Q4 you cannot fathom how big it is, right? Literally almost everybody on the planet, not quite, will be buying a gift for a loved one, right? Many people are buying multiple gifts for loved ones, right? In the United States, this is true. Pretty much everybody is going to be buying one or more gifts for a loved one. And these jewelry pieces fit that gifting niche. So you just do not sit this one out, okay? Do not sit this one out. All right. I think I've made my point. I'm going to move on. All right, let's get into the content. Okay. Let's talk about some evergreen niches. So these are niches that you can focus on as right now, you can make designs, do your product research and test these, try to find some winners, and whatever you find, you're going to be able to hang on to and then scale come Super Bowl time, right? the e-commerce Super Bowl time, Q4. That's kind of the goal. You can probably scale them now for sure. You can probably find some winners right now, scale them. You saw at the beginning of this, I shared some of our past winners. That's happening right now. So people are buying right now. This is an absolutely amazing opportunity to be in the marketplace. A lot of people have pulled out. You have a captive audience on Facebook. So this is a great time. But whatever you find now and whatever wins right now, I promise you it will win 10x come Q4. That's the goal right now. So do your product research, find your underserved niches, create your designs, get your tests out there, try to find some winners right now, scale them for what they're worth right now. And then when Q4 comes, really, really push the pedal to the metal and make some fat cash. Okay, let's keep going. All right. The first evergreen niche, and these are not in any particular order. Maternity. This is a great evergreen niche. People are pregnant all year round. Wouldn't you know it? And it's also a great gift giving occasion, right? There are lots of gifts given when someone finds out that somebody else is pregnant. A lot of times it's like a congratulatory kind of gift. It's usually heartfelt. Usually it's close family members, things like that. The jewelry items you want to focus on, we have the heart pendant and the circle pendant. Those seem to sell really well. And you want to go with the buyer upload one. So you can see over here, this is a great example of what we've seen sell in this particular niche, right? So these ultrasound uploads for the buyer upload, those are really great. And then some kind of cute, kind of design and cute phrase, cute kind of baby phrase, almost always to the mama to be. Now, keep in mind, there are probably variations. Some people, could be mother to be, mama bear, things like that. There's some variations on the phraseology here that you're going to need to kind of do some research on, figure out what's going to resonate best and do some testing. This is a great niche to go into. Targeting US, male or female, right? Because sometimes the gift is a man is actually buying the gift for a daughter, sometimes for their wife, sister, things like that. 25 plus. 25 plus, keep in mind you're targeting the buyer of the gift, not always the recipient. Primary interest, baby shower is a good one. Maternity, motherhood, things like that. If you pop those into Facebook and you hit the little suggestions box, it'll give you some other ideas. Oftentimes, grandparents are more likely to buy to gift to a new mom than the actual father. That's very true. But keep in mind that. Well, anyway, yeah. So grandparents are a great target for this as well. So maybe no upper limit on your age range over here. You will need to do some experimenting with the interests on this to see what resonates best with your design and your phrase. All right, so that's maternity. Husband to wife is another great one. I love this husband to wife niche. You've heard me talk about it before. Men are like genetically predisposed to buying jewelry pieces for the women in their lives. And it just, I just love this particular niche. And the other thing is there are not only like lots of occasions to buy a gift. So you have Christmas, you have birthdays, you have Valentine's Day, you have anniversaries, but also like men will buy gifts for their significant others, even outside of gift giving holidays and things like that. They'll buy for events. If something happens in life, and sometimes they'll buy to just say, I love you. Sometimes they buy to say, I'm sorry, right? There's just all these reasons men will buy a gift. So I absolutely love this particular niche. Excuse me. Keep in mind, there are some variations in the husband to wife. So you got 2 girlfriend, 2 soulmate, 2 sweetheart, things like that. So you can test all of those. And keep in mind, if you do like to my soulmate, that may cover girlfriends and wives. So you can hit 2 niches with 1 there. Type of necklace. You have love knot, alluring beauty, forever love, double hearts. All of these with more kind of the romantic angle to them. Those are going to work best with this particular niche. And for the phrase, usually soppy, sentimental works really well. We have seen humor do really well here though as well. So you're going to have to test, do your phrase research, things like that. You guys know the drill by now. For design, I like to keep things simple, keep it elegant. Keep in mind the design can also raise the perceived value of the product, right? So That's kind of like how I like to think of design. So these are actually pretty good examples of keeping it simple, keeping it elegant, keeping the attention on the jewelry piece itself and the phrase. For targeting, USA, men 25 plus. I always test in the USA first, and if I hit it well in the USA, then I expand to other areas. I've just always done that. Primary interest, married, and then you can layer in secondary interest. Just based, you can layer in secondary interest just as kind of a test, right? So these here, I think I might have a typo on the slide. Anniversary within 30 days would be a great one to test. Keep in mind, most of the buyers of this jewelry, they're going to be men. So, nurse, dance, country music, I don't know. That may not, you can always test some of that. What I like to do if I'm going to segment this particular niche out, this is just me. I like things like NFL, fishing, hunting. I like trucks. I like fast food restaurants, things like that. Now, keep in mind, all I'm trying to do here, guys, don't read too much into the interest I just said. My goal here is just to break up this married audience into something a little bit more digestible, so I can start to understand the segmentation of who's buying, right? Are these people that live out in the country? Are these people that have more of a country or rural, what would the word be, way about them, right? Like, keep in mind, sentimental, soppy, like country music songs are sentimental and soppy. So maybe that's kind of where this particular product is resonating, finding its connection point with the audience. Another thing I like to do when I'm thinking through my secondary interest is I try to break up people based on their income demographic. So a lot of times I will test by fast food, and then I'll go to like your mid-tier kind of fast food restaurants, like your Applebee's, your Chili's, some of your fancier bar and grills. And then I go up a layer to like your Cheesecake Factory, your Fogo de Chaos, your steakhouses, things like that. And I'll have those grouped in different interest sets. And I'll see where I get most of my purchases, because that starts to tell me the income level of the individuals that are purchasing the gift. And this isn't rocket science. This is just how I like to break things down, because what I'm trying to do a lot of times is understand the demographic of who's buying, because then that gives me a bunch of additional ideas about interests I can use to go after them. Excuse me. That's how I like to do it. All right. So next we have future wife. Keep in mind you have a variation. You can use fiance. I always like future wife because you can also hit girlfriends with the future wife niche. Necklaces, love not alluring beauty, forever love, double hearts, the same as the wife. You want this romantic kind of vibe with the jewelry piece. Targeting U.S. men ages 20 plus. Primary interest, engaged. Engage is a good one, especially if you're going after this kind of fiance space. And then you can layer in some secondary interests. So there are different types of engagement interests you can put in here. You can put friends of newly engaged because they may be the buyer, and things like that. So those are always good. By the way, all of these message cards I've got in a Canto file for you here at the end of this. It should be in the post as well. So if you want to download any of these message cards and test some of them out, you can. By the way, I just love these freaking UGC images. Aren't those awesome? Yes, they are awesome. Okay, anniversary. Anniversary, again, sticking to the kind of the romance kind of thing here. Men, 25 plus, primary interest married. Then you have secondary interest, anniversary within 30, 60, 90 days. And then you can start to layer in some of the other stuff I told you before to try to figure out the demographic that's buying your particular necklace. Okay, mother to daughter. Okay, so now we kind of left some of the romance stuff behind us. Now we're going to get into some more evergreen niches. Mother to daughter. So keep in mind you have some variations on this. You can go after stepdaughters, right? That's kind of a sub niche. You can also go after bonus daughter. Bonus daughter, it would be like a stepdaughter or an adopted daughter. It's just kind of a different way of saying it. And by the way, this changing that up, changing the who it's to, can actually it's like the whole niche will reignite a little bit for you. So it can definitely lift sales. So you want to test that. The necklace we really see sell best in this particular niche is interlocking hearts. It just hands down is always performing super well. Targeting USA female, right? Because it's the mother that's buying the gift for the daughter. So female is where you want to go. 35 plus, primary interest, parents all. So this will cover basically a parent any parent, right? Now they may have a male, they may have a female, but a boy or a girl, right? A son or a daughter. But keep in mind, your chances are like 50-50. It's a coin flip. You'll get pretty freaking close just by going parents all. You can try to narrow it down a little bit, though, if you layer in some secondary interest. Now, what you want to do is go after some interest that a mother who has a daughter would express interest in. So if they have a daughter that's of school age, for example, they may be interested in dance, Girl Scouts, softball, volleyball, cheerleading, things like that. So you can layer some of those in, and you can maybe target moms now who have more daughters than sons. All right, then the grandmother to granddaughter niche. Again, interlocking hearts is really where you want to be when you're playing in this space. It just sells super well. We do have some other stuff coming soon that's going to be a little more universal. Interlocking hearts, though, it hands down just seems to do amazing. USA, female, 35 plus. Again, you're going after grandmother, so you kind of want that age to get a little bump. 35 maybe even be a little bit low, but it's okay. Primary interest, parents all, right? Because you're probably not a grandmother unless you've had some kids, right? Think about that. So parents all, because they're going to have some children. Then secondary interest, again, you can try the dance, Girl Scout, softball, things like that. Because if you're a grandparent and you have a granddaughter that's doing softball type stuff, there's a good chance you've gone in and liked her softball team's Facebook page and stuff like that. So that's how you can target grandparents with granddaughters. Then we have remembrance or memorial. It's a fantastic niche here. We see the graphic pendant, the buyer upload pendant do really well. We also see the graphic pendant actually does well sometimes. Also, if you're going to do anything like this, keep in mind that in your ads, you really need to show how the gift is to be used. So in the ad, you're definitely going to want something a little bit more like this, or maybe even black and white, something that clearly shows that this is a memorial pendant for like somebody that has been deceased. Much like the ultrasound example earlier, in your ad, you're showing literally how the product is to be used, right? You're showing literally that like you put an ultrasound image here. That's what makes this product special, right? And kind of a keepsake. You're doing the same thing down here with this. Keep in mind, you can also have pet remembrance as well. We've seen these take off too. So targeting depends really on the demographic of the potential buyer. For widows, women that are 60 plus would be a good target. For pet remembrance, women that are 40 plus and single would be a good target. Largely because a lot of times people that are single, they really cling to their pets, or like, sometimes if you're in the father to daughter niche, you go after the fathers that are single because the daughter in their life is the primary familial love in their life, right? So it's kind of the same thing, the psychology of it. Interest will vary and require testing, but cremation, funeral, etc., things like that can work. That really only works though if the death was recent. Sometimes they're not recent. Sometimes they're not recent. And by the way, if you get into this niche, be prepared to, especially if you have a Shopify store, not your own platform. In the Shopify store, you can see what people are asking to be engraved. And there are some tearjerkers in there. I'm telling you, I was in this niche for a little while, and there are some tearjerkers. So not for the faint of heart, but it sells really well. If you're on the platform, you probably won't see the engraving. So you'll be shielded from that a little bit. At any rate, very good niche to go into. And also, we did just go through a pandemic. We had a tremendous loss of life. And keep in mind, the goal here is not to just capitalize on the hurt and the pain of somebody else. That's not what you're doing at all. You're creating a keepsake for them. You're helping them find a way to remember their loved one, right? And not only that, but to keep their loved one close, right? They're going to wear their loved one right around their neck. They're going to be able to look down anytime they want, or look wherever they keep this keepsake and see their loved one's face. And they're going to get, they're going to be remember that individual. That's what you're doing. That's the gift. That's what you're selling. That's completely ethical. You're warming hearts. You're helping people mend from their pain and their loss. That's what you're selling, people. You're not just capitalizing on the hurt of others. So mindset shift there if that's something you struggle with. All right, new parent. So this is similar to maternity, except this is after the baby is already born. Again, buyer uploads with message card work well. These examples are perfect, right? You got the cute little baby with the cute little message card. Targeting USA, male or female, 35 plus, probably mostly male or female for the buyer, right? My guess is that this will skew pretty heavily towards female, just because women have more of the disposable income or make most of the spending decisions anyway in the United States. But also, I think women are going to be more inclined to see this as like a thoughtful gift than probably a man would. Primary interest, parents with children, and there are certain age demographics. Actually, you know what? This is another type of new parents, 0 to 12 months. There you go. However, keep in mind, you're targeting the buyer, right? Some people might buy this for themselves. That's true. But if you're targeting the buyer, they may or may not have this be linked to an interest like that. So you're going to have to test the different interests to see where these pockets of buyers live, right? But keep in mind, you're going after, they're going to have to know somebody in their life that's just had a baby, right? So think in your life, who's having kids? Excuse me. It's mostly people I'd say 25 to 35. You know, that's where most of the kids are probably being born right now in the United States. So think of that when it comes to the interest. What are those individuals interested in? Because it's probably going to be mostly friends and things like that buying this gift. You will have some parents sprinkled in there as well. So you're just going to have to think through that. You have to test through a bunch of different interests to figure out where your buyers are at. Coming up here towards the end, we got 3 more. Pet niche is a great one. Buyer upload with message card tends to do really well here. Again, in your ads, you need to demonstrate how the product is used. The closer you can get to something that does not look like a stock photo, the better. It's going to present a real use case to people. Targeting USA, male, female, 25 plus, primary interest, pets, dog and cat breeds, pet website stores, magazines, Facebook pages, things like that. You're just going to have to do your research, figure out where the pet lovers are at, and then go create some ads for it. Test some different interests. Excuse me, I need another sip of the bean juice. All right, military. So this is an evergreen niche, right? It's smaller, but I've seen many winners take off here. And the cool thing is there's not a lot of competition in this space. So if you nail it, it's almost yours alone. So type of necklace, the dog tag works great, especially for military. Buyer upload with a message card. And then also the metal watch. The metal watch looks good for military. A lot of military men still wear watches. It's a habit they pick up in the military. Targeting USA, male or female, 25 plus, probably mostly females here buying for gifts for the men in their lives, but not always the case. Primary interest, military branches, Air Force, National Guard, veterans, military pages, things like that. You're going to have to experiment with interest. And this is also, it's going to be important to know your niche. Also, for product research, what is somebody who's been in the military likely to wear for the phrase, right? If it's a watch, or what are they going to find meaningful that they get in a message card, things like that. You're going to have to really think through that, do your product research deep, things that are probably more patriotic, things that are more about remembering POWs or people that have been killed in action, things like that, remembering their fallen brothers. Those are the type of things that are probably going to resonate in the military niche. First responder is another really good one. So keep in mind, we just came through a pandemic, among many other things that impacted the perception of first responders in the United States. This is definitely any niche that starts to get polarized is a great niche to go into because strong feelings will create strong buying behavior. It's really the way to think about it. So this is a good niche. And by first responders, we're talking policemen, firefighters, paramedics. But I would also say that, this kind of starts to bleed into the whole nurse kind of niche, your frontline people, especially throughout the pandemic, things like that. So it's a good niche to go into. The timing is really good. Buyer upload with message card and then the dog tag with a message card. These are good ones. So targeting USA, male or female, 25 plus, kind of depends on the niche you're going to go after. Primary interest, firefighter, police, EMS, first responder, Facebook pages, websites, magazines, TV channels, like news channels, things like that will all attract buyers in this particular niche. And make sure, once again, in the ad, you demonstrate the use case for the gift. All right, so there are a lot of evergreen images here and a lot more. We put them all together for you in a Canto link. This is the Canto link. This is long and kind of difficult to read, but if you look in my post, this Canto link will be in the post, or there will at least be something in the post so that you can get to these message cards. Keep in mind, they're all free. You can download them. You can test them out. You can try them. You can tweak them. You can do whatever you want with them. They're all completely free for you to test right now because it's Q3. Now's the time to do the hard lifting. So you can have an amazing, amazing Q4. All right. So usually we would go into a Q&A. Unfortunately, we can't do that today because, as I mentioned, StreamYard is having some technical difficulties. So I'm coming to you via recording. However, drop your questions in the comments below, and either I or somebody else on my team or somebody else in the community will all try to help each other out here, help each other have an amazing Q4 and answer some of those. So drop them in there. I'll be reading every single one of them. I really appreciate all of you folks. Thank you so much for watching the entirety of this video. You're really amazing, and I look forward to catching you live next week. Take care, everybody. Have an amazing and safe 4th of July. Take care. Hey, Michael here again. Thank you so much for checking out today's video. If you like the content, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And there's one more thing I want you to do. Check out the links in the description below. I want you to look at the link to ShineOn.com where you can sign up and become a seller with us today. It literally takes 60 seconds and it could change your life. Secondly, I want you to go to our Facebook group. It's the most engaged e-commerce group on the planet. We're constantly sharing important tips, tricks, and things like that that can help you on your seller journey and level up your e-commerce game. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope you have a great one. Take care.